right, Chris, are you ready for this?
I wanted to do something really special for her. She's one of my best friends. She's someone who's always there for me. So one of my favorite places in Long Beach is a spa called Spa Sydney. So I took her there today for an angel-inspired makeover.
I'm really excited. A little bit of nervousness. I definitely had trepidation about the makeover. I sometimes associate makeovers with glamour, and I never saw myself as like a glamorous person.
This is Sydney.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Glad to meet you.
We're going to do kind of a Jacqueline Smith-inspired look. I really kind of want to take this red and do more of a natural brown, maybe with some warm highlights in it.
I think the TV show Charlie's Angels inspired me to get into hair, makeup, and styling just from watching the show. And it's kind of going to be a Jacqueline Smith-inspired look, a little more sophisticated, a little more heavenly. I think every woman that sits in my chair is attractive. I think it's my job to help perfect it, to maybe bring out some things she doesn't see. There's definitely a creative process I go through. I like to sit down with a client, I like to listen to their needs, I like to put my expertise in, and we work together. Anyone who sits in my chair, I really try to give them, I try to treat them like an angel. For me to teach them, to show them how to be glamorous, kind of like the girls showed me back in the 70s. You know, it makes me feel good, it makes them feel good. It's great.
Whoa! Very nice.
You look fantastic.
The hair looks great, the makeup looks great.
I don't think there's any one particular way that someone needs to look. I think it obviously needs to come from inside, and then to have me help bring it out from the outside.
It feels wonderful. It's not just an outward thing. It's like really makes me feel different.
I wanted to give her the makeover to say thank you for all she does for me and let her know what she means to me, how special she is.
When I saw myself all made up in the mirror after the makeover, I felt different. It was very fun and exciting, you know. And people looked at me a little bit differently, but I think it wasn't so removed from who I am. So I really dug that about it. It was very cool.
Everybody needs an angel on their side.
When I was a little kid, I actually caught an episode of Charlie's Angels, and from the very first time I watched it, I was hooked on it. I like the relationship among the characters. I like the fact that they work as a team. We're going to try and get some nice photos by the lake with the city in the background. We're going to do some of the classic Charlie's Angels poses. Hopefully we're going to get them up on a Charlie's Angels webpage. My two best friends, Debbie and Denise, have agreed to dress up like the angels. It reminds me of happy times with my best friend. You know, she was Sabrina and I was Kelly, and we played Charlie's Angels almost every day from the time I was 7 till I was about 12.
It's funny because Nancy could pretty much get Debbie and I to do almost anything because she makes it sound like so much fun.
Obviously, none of us look like Charlie's Angels, but we had no problem with that. All right. I've got the gun, I've got the handcuffs, we're all set.
My husband Dan has agreed to be our photographer for the day.
I want to see passion to fight crime.
Well, we were having a lot of fun doing the photo shoot. I'm sure it looked silly. It felt silly, you know. We can't quite duplicate some of the moments from the show. And, of course, some of these things, Nancy knows all about them, but we haven't watched the show 500 times to know exactly how to do them.
Okay, you're going to point the gun over there, Jill.
What?
It's strange. When I'm with Debbie and Nancy, I really don't care what other people think of me.
Well, the handcuffs didn't work, but I don't know.
We also decided to bowl dressed as Charlie's Angels. It's kind of a fun thing.
Nancy doesn't really have to convince me to go to Charlie's Angels events because she enjoys them so much and it's so much fun to watch her.
Sometimes when I'm bowling, I'll think, you know, we really need this stripe for the team, and what would Charlie's Angels do? Well, I found out it's really hard to bowl in a wig. The hair would keep falling in my eyes. I think I found out just how much my friends are willing to put up with by doing this.
We don't bowl because we're really good at it. We bowl because we have fun.
Life doesn't have to always be so serious, and that you need to have some good times and just joke around and have some fun with things. Maybe I secretly want to be one of Charlie's Angels.
For me, living in LA is like heaven. You never know when you're going to run into an angel. My first angel meeting ever, I ran into Jacqueline Smith at a gas station once. I had this book in my car. She thought I was an absolute nut. She signed it for me. This is my office where I work all day long. I work out of my house. I have my 8x10 autographed pictures of the girls in here. They keep me company while I'm working. To David, warm wishes, Cheryl Ladd, Shelley Hack, Tanya Roberts. David, you're terrific and so nice to know. Love Jacqueline Farah. And then Kate Jackson. So my original 3 girls. Every time friends and family come over, my office seems to be where people congregate to check out the memorabilia while they're here, to see what's new, what I've added to the collection. Let's see the lunchbox signed by Kate Jackson and Jacqueline Smith at the TV Land Awards last year. Jacqueline saw me, came over, signed it for me. I'm sure they thought I was pretty corny carrying a lunchbox on the red carpet, but, you know, that's LA for you, right? Jill Monroe doll from Charlie's Angels. This was actually signed for me by Farah backstage at the Jimmy Kimmel Show. This is a picture from the show. This is a really rare piece that I actually got in Brazil. Let me tell you, after 30 years, this perfume is pretty rank. Probably really not something you'd want to wear.
First time I saw David's collection, I was a little taken back. I was like, whoa.
All right, so here's another really cool item, and I'm embarrassed to say that I do actually use this item. It's actually called the Extra Stick. You know, you put behind your neck, and you can do twists with for the waist. And this is something Farah did, I think, in the early 80s. This is also a really rare piece, something she did for Lady Chic. It was a blow dryer and comb all in one. This was obviously from the first season. There was never a hideaway house, and I'm really not sure where the hideaway house theme came from. Kate Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, and Jacqueline Smith. After season 1, when Farrah left, they had to go back and do a lot of changes on all the memorabilia. Season 1 has Farrah, and then season 2 they put Cheryl's face in.
I love watching him acquire another item for his collection. It cracks me up.
So this is a movie that Tanya Roberts did after Charlie's Angels. It was called Sheena. It's kind of a cult movie today. I actually got to meet Tanya. She signed this for me. Cheryl Ladd is an avid golfer, and she wrote a book about being one of the few women on the golf circuit. And this is one that she signed for me. So this is actually a record that Farrah did pre-Charlie's Angels. I think it was 1973. Okay, I'm embarrassed to tell you that I was in the Charlie's Angels fan club as a child. I think I was about 9 years old, and I wrote to Jacqueline Smith, professing my love for her. And this is actually a postcard that came when you joined her fan club. And then on the back it says, "Much love, Jacqueline Smith." So I was really, really proud to get this. I think this was probably the first thing I got when I was a kid. Okay, so the highlight for me this year was the Emmys. Unannounced to anyone, they kept it a total secret. 3 angels showed up at the Emmys this year to do a tribute to Aaron Spelling, the first time the original 3 angels had been together in 30 years. So it was an absolute miracle. I am embarrassed to say that after I saw the episode of the Emmys, I did take the 3 dolls and try to dress them like the girls at the Emmys with their 3 black matching gowns. My collection's important to me now. It's nostalgia for me. It's fond memories for me, finding a piece, adding a piece, things people gave me, things I hunted down and found that I really wanted. So for me, it's a love of the show, it's a love of the girls, it's looking back 20 years of collecting for me.